Quadrangle and Irvine Auditorium. Irvine Auditorium is a non-smoking facility. Restrooms are located on the lower and second balcony levels. Vending machines and payphones are located only on the lower level. Assisted listening devices are available upon request. Please take time to note the exit clearly marked at the front and rear of the auditorium. If for some reason there is an emergency, please use these exits to vacate the building in an orderly fashion. For your safety and the safety of others, after exiting, please move away from the building as far as possible. Cameras or recording devices are not permitted in the auditorium. Please take the time now to silence all cell phones or beepers for thorough enjoyment of today's presentation by yourself and others.
How's everyone doing today?
How's everyone doing? Let's hear it.
Nope, that is not good enough. I want some excitement here. Come on. We're going to go on 3, okay? Show me how excited you can get. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah! Welcome to PennApps XV. My name's Matt.
And I'm Pranav.
And we're both here to be your master of ceremonies for today.
We're really excited to get started with PennApps XV. And first off, we're going to introduce Samantha Kaby, the director of PennApps.
All right.
Go ahead.
Hi, guys. Thank you all so much for coming. We have a really exciting weekend planned. Just want to say a huge thanks to Penn Engineering and all our sponsors for making this possible. We'd like to give special thanks to the EOS team led by Killian Feeney, Amy Reese, and Joe Davis, the MBO team led by Mark West and Kim Marker, the Dean's office led by Dean Kumar and Shambrell Jones, Ira Winston, and the SETS team led by Chris Varhus. We couldn't do any of this without them. So hope you all have a great time this weekend. We've put in a lot of work, and have fun.
Next up, we're going to hear from Dean Vijay Kumar, who is the Nemirovsky Family Dean for the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. He does research in the GRASP Laboratory in autonomous drones and was recently awarded the 2017 IEEE RIS George Sardis Leadership Award in Robotics and Automation. Let's hear it up for Dean Kumar.
Hello, PennApps. I am just delighted to be here. As part of my dean's job, I get to do this thanks to Samantha and others, and this is the favorite part of my job. Because I'm standing here in front of all this talent and just so much excitement, and I don't know if you've gone through town building, but my office is right there. And it reverberates through the hallways, and it echoes through the doorway, and I'm right there, and I can feel it. So it's vicarious pleasure for someone of my age, and it's just a wonderful feeling. I want to start today by thanking the Penn Engineering student leadership team, led, of course, by PennApps director Samantha KB. Please join me in giving her a big round of applause. This amazing hackathon, and it is topical to think about the Super Bowl, timely to think about Super Bowl. I call this the Super Bowl of technology. And this would not have been possible without her and her amazing leadership team. So we owe them a lot of gratitude. I'm told we had over 4,500 applications this time, with applications from over 20 countries. And over 40 of the 50 United States. I am told we accepted 1,400 applications. That acceptance rate is impressive. It is now approaching, that ratio is approaching the application rate, the admissions rate into Penn Engineering. And so to get into PennApps might be the precursor for some of you who are high school students. And I'm also told that almost 100 of you are high school students. That is even more impressive. And I think people accuse me of being a pathological optimist, but when you see 100 high school students in this new room, you know there's reason for that optimism. Our future is bright. So we're delighted that all of you can be here. Let me just start by making a few comments thinking back in technology. First of all, if you're in the field of technology, you should feel fortunate. I feel fortunate because it's really a great time to be a technologist. The last 30 years, perhaps even the last 50 years, have seen amazing innovations in technology. Much of it we relate to Moore's Law, this phenomenon that Gordon Moore predicted, that on a piece of silicon, you could have transistors, and the number of transistors that you would have would double every year or 18 months. And associated with that, the cost that would fall and the demand that would pick up. Nobody could have foreseen that, but that has happened. And even though we're approaching the limits of physics, that is how many features we can put on a piece of silicon, the after effects of Moore's Law continue. I call it the Moore's after party. And because of this after party, which again, a variety of reasons, we can still see the cost of computation coming down roughly 30% a year, the cost of storage technologies coming down by roughly the same amount every year, and finally the cost of bandwidth, communication, people to people, machines to people, machines to machines, that cost is coming down by roughly the same amount. And it's not just about the cost. What is really happening is because the cost is coming down, the barrier to entry, the field of technology, is coming down dramatically. And that is where the excitement is. And although I've spoken about computation, communication, and storage, it's also true for many of the hardware technologies, which you don't really think about. I am 55 years old. I remember the time when it was really hard to prototype things. The cost of mechanical components, the cost of chemicals, the cost of materials, all falling at the same rate, roughly, at which you're seeing computation, communication, and storage. I'll take one example, the example of 3D printing or additive manufacturing. There are two things that are happening. Not only is the cost coming down, again, roughly at the same rate, but also the speed at which we can do things is going up. So if you look at 3D printing, and you can measure the speed at which you can do 3D printing today by the volume you can print per unit hour, cubic centimeters per hour, that is quadrupled in 5 years. So again, the cost and the speed at which you can doing things, and because of this, there's a time element that everybody who's used to hacking is familiar with. That time element is really the cost from you have an idea, and you conceptualize it, and then you prototype it, and then you test it, and chances are it won't work. But you go around and fix it, and that's the cycle I'm referring to. So that cost of that cycle, I think, is going down in the same way that the cost of computing technologies is going down. So Moore's law carries over to time, and that is the amazing thing in hacking. Because you can close that loop so quickly, I think hacking is an exciting and productive and rewarding activity. And I like to use a sports metaphor, again, going back to Super Bowls and so on. You know that when you play a game, the more players that there are in a game, the more shots you score on goal, right? Very simple. In hockey, if one team is penalized and the other team has more players, they score more goals. So what happens in a high-scoring game with lots and lots of goals? Well, that gets exciting, and you attract more players. So this is what is happening in this game of technology. It's exciting. There are more people in the game. You have more shots on goal. Well, guess what? Next time around, there is even more players entering the field. And this positive cycle really bodes well for our future. This PennApps is really not about the past, right? I've described the past. The theme for PennApps is a futuristic one. Ad Astra, to the stars. And I cannot imagine a better theme. I will argue that our future is inextricably linked to technology, right? Try to predict the future, and it's very hard to do it today without thinking about technology, even if it's politics. Today we inaugurated a new president. I guarantee you that if technology had not been instrumental in so many things we saw, we might have had a different president, right? So I would argue even geopolitics is being shaped by technology. It's something for all of us to be aware of. But let me give you two concrete examples. The first has to do, and again, I really want you to think about what the future might be. Cities like Philadelphia. So let's look at something that's not related to information technology or hacking. The cost of renewable energy. I don't know if you know this, but the cost of renewable energy has dropped 75% in the last 5 years. The cost of batteries has dropped about 12% every year for the last 5 years. The cost of electric cars. 5 years ago, electric cars were hard to imagine as something real. Today, you can buy a Chevy Bolt for a little over $30,000, and a Chevy Bolt has a range of about 250 miles. So all of a sudden, it's a viable product. A few other things that we know about, and now those are enabled by information technology, by platforms, by algorithms and software. First one, is ride sharing. You know this. So companies like Uber are changing the way we think about sharing resources. The second thing, this is an area I work in, self-driving cars. Maybe in 5 years, that'll become a reality. So now take all of these things together and imagine what a 5-year future looks like. I think you can expect to see three things, maybe not in Philadelphia, but in cities like Philadelphia. Urban transportation will be largely electric, right? At homes and offices, you will not use fossil fuels anymore. You will use renewable energies. And third, the number of cars on the road will reduce by about 80%. So if that happens, we'll have cities that are free of fossil fuels. Our roads will no longer be parking lots. In fact, in Los Angeles, people estimate that 60% of the real estate is covered by roads and parking lots. And the joke is, in Los Angeles, you can't tell the difference. But this is all possible, again, if you combine the fact that energy technology is evolving in a certain way, and you combine that with the trends that you see in information technology, hardware, and software. This is a bright future to look at. Let me give you another example. And this perhaps is even closer to the kinds of things that you work on. This relates to artificial intelligence, robotics, and drone technology. Again, an area that I know a little bit about. So it goes without saying that many jobs that we see today will change dramatically in the next 4 years. Indeed, there was a McKinsey study not too long ago that suggested that 45% of the jobs, the work activities that we do, could be automated. Not 45% of the jobs, but 45% of the activities we do in our jobs. And the study concludes by saying most high-wage, high-skilled jobs have a significant amount of activity that can be automated. So this means while most jobs will not disappear, they'll look very, very different in the next 4 years. Now, this may sound scary to most people, and it should, but it should not to you, because you embody this new culture. This is the hacking culture, the creativity, which is such, to me, the essence of what PennApps is. And as I think about what the jobs of the future will be, this culture will be essential to creativity and survival in tomorrow's workforce. So I believe that those that have this intrinsic ability to try, to hack and innovate will be intrinsically more valued in the coming years. So that's another future I think we can look forward to. Again, people call me a pathological optimist, but I think you will share in my optimism in this particular case when I say that your future is bright. I know we're going to see a weekend full of excitement and a lot of fun. Everyone tells me that PennApps has the best Wi-Fi, the best food, the best swag. And I hope some of you will catch a little bit of sleep. But I also know that we'll see new innovative ideas and new products. Every year, PennApps yields apps that have a way of getting commercialized, and I think this PennApps will be no different. I know that your ideas will lead eventually to a stronger technology-based ecosystem, and I can't wait to see the end result. Happy hacking, everyone, and good luck.
Let's hear it again for Dean Kumar for that wonderful opening remarks.
Thank you very much, Dean Kumar. All right, so this is probably the stage at which you're used to seeing more talking at you, but we wanted to get you involved. So we're going to play a game. We call this, yes, someone's excited, yes.
All right, games.
Okay. So we call it the Hulie games, and if you don't get the reference, Google it. Let's explain the rules. If you've ever played Quizzo, it might seem familiar, but the first thing to keep in mind is that you can use the internet. In fact, get your phones out because you're going to be using the internet.
Or laptops.
Yeah, or laptops, iPads, whatever you want. Something that connects to the internet, go ahead and take it out. We're going to be splitting you up into 4 teams by the section you're seated in. So this section's going to be the left, center right, and right. I know that's confusing because that's not how you see it, but that's how I see it, so we're going to go with that. We're basically going to bring up a prompt. It might be a question. It might just be a few words. And the goal is for you to use the internet in whatever ways you want to. You could use Google. You could use anything on the internet. And you need to figure out what the answer is. And the moment you figure out the answer, just scream it out. We have people in the aisles listening, will be listening. Whoever screams it out first earns a point for their team. Is that mostly clear to everyone?
All right, if it's not completely clear, we'll kick it off with an example, so don't worry. So for instance, you might see something like ad infinitum et ultra on the stage. And if you don't know Latin, which I assume is most people out here, oh, we got a winner. So you could potentially type this into Google or Hulie and translate it, and you'd find out that it's Latin for to infinity and beyond from Toy Story, right?
And so the answer is Toy Story. Simple answer, but it was, as everyone knows Latin, a pretty simple hint, and you could get there without Googling it. But anyway, we're going to get started with our first question now. Does everyone feel ready for this? Yes? Well, okay, this is the question. Wow, okay, that was really quick. So, do you care to explain how you got there? Okay, so we started you off easy. Yeah, so to repeat that for everyone, if you Google that word there, you'll realize that it's basically Mohawk. And then Connor and Mohawk is basically a character in Assassin's Creed 3, which is a game. So that's 1 point for Team Right. Yeah. Okay, get excited. Yes. And can we get the score up there? All right, we have 1 point there for Team Right. So everyone else needs to get going.
All right, for the second question. Scenic is a VR studio based in New York. What font would you guess they prefer?
I think we have it over here.
It was Helvetica. It's easy to
It's
guess.
Helvetica, so that's center left. And you got it earlier. So the explanation there is that Scenic VR's founder is actually the person who directed the documentary Helvetica, which is a pretty famous documentary about the font. Exciting stuff. All right. One more question in this round. Let's see what's up there. Okay, which NASCAR driver was sponsored by Skittles in 1998? We have an answer in center left again. Okay, we have an answer in center left. The answer is Derek Cope. The way you would get there is by looking at Skittles' website in 1998 using the Internet Archive. Yeah, it isn't all Googleable. So we have
Hulieable.
Hulieable, my bad. So just let's take a look at the scores. We've got center left leading with 2 points, right behind them with 1, and left and center right are still on 0. Okay.
Now we have 2 more rounds for you. So keep your phones out or your laptops open as they'll be coming up later in this ceremony.
And meanwhile, you can tweet or share the live stream link, which is pennapps.com/stream, and get your friends to see you win.
All right, now we have some great API demos for you today. We have some companies that are excited to share what they've got to show you for this weekend and stuff that you can hack on and potentially use come Sunday. Ooh. No, no one saw that. All right, so first we have Lutron, right?
Lutron.
We have Lutron. Cheer for Lutron.
I'm shameless. I'll clap for myself. Hello, everyone. My name is Jim Weber. I'm with Lutron Electronics. And before we get into the demo we're going to do, I wanted to make sure I said some important things because this event is for you guys. So I want to remind you that we have 5 volunteers here, and you can reach out to us for assistance over the hackathon. They're all engineers, all software engineers, and they love solving problems. I myself am technically a volunteer and a mentor. They told me to stop writing code and start managing, so I did that for them. But honestly, if you're looking for opinions on how you're planning your hackathon weekend, I'll look at what you're trying to do and say, yeah, it looks like you guys are headed for success, or whoa, like I usually say to those guys. So again, my name's Jim Weber. I've been with Lutron Electronics for 9.5 years, and I have to keep this demo short, so I'll cut to the chase. Our founder left us with a lot of wonderful legacy. One of the things that he left us with is that every candidate is graded on many things, and he said one important thing was whether or not they had a sense of humor. In that vein, our demo hopefully has a little bit of a sense of humor for you. Additionally, the team last night challenged me to wear a bow tie, hence the bow tie. I went out and bought one. I learned this morning in 15 minutes how to tie it. That's a lie, it took me an hour. But thank you, YouTube. If Google's here, thank you. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. So, without further ado, our demo here is of, since I don't know how to use an Mac, I will bring that back up. Our demo here is of our Radio Rot 2 lighting control system. How many of you have seen things be controlled over the internet? Yeah, oh, so I probably shouldn't do that demo. So what we decided to do was to create this little Rube Goldberg machine of control. So our system is fully compatible with Alexa, which is interesting. So I could show you controlling it over the internet, or I can show you controlling it with Alexa. But instead, why don't I just go get a Nest Cam, and Nest Cam has two-way intercom, and why don't I control my system through the Nest Cam two-way intercom, through Alexa, through the internet? So let's go ahead and give this a try. If you give me 1 second. Alexa, turn on the living room. And the Rube Goldberg machine starts working. If you could turn off the internet and stop stealing ours, and there we go. So lots of video delay there that you wouldn't actually see in real life, but just a fun way to show you kind of the sort of things that, that we can do. We like challenges here at Lutron. We're all engineers, nearly everyone in the company is, believe it or not, throughout all of Lutron Electronics, and we love having fun and solving challenging problems. So if you guys are looking to do the same long-term in your career, check out Lutron Electronics. We have engineering in all areas for mechanical, electrical, embedded, software, so on and so forth. We even have offices around the world. Our main headquarters is in Coopersburg, just north of here. We have a remote engineering office in Florida, and we have a remote engineering office in Boston. And actually, if you look at the video, anyone recognize that building? That is the FMC Tower. We just opened our engineering software center of excellence. I'm the office manager down there, and we have moved in and we have concentrated on building the best software engineering teams in the world. So enjoy your hackathon, have lots of fun, and when it's time for you to invent the future, come invent it with us. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you, Lutron. That was a really, really cool tech demo there, and we're excited to see what you all build with their APIs and their tools. Coming up next, we've got a great tech demo from Button.
The HDMI cable, for those of you who have never looked for an HDMI cable, it's, oh, sorry. No, that's cool, man. Oh, it's on the floor. See, you just got to look around sometimes.
Button.
Button.
Give it up for
Give
Button,
it up for
everyone.
me, woo!
It was on full screen, right?
Yeah. All right, so how are we all doing? Yeah, woo! Is this anyone's first hackathon? Raise your hand. Keep them raised. Yeah, give it up for them. For those of you who have never done this, you've just embarked on a very long and treacherous journey. It's going to involve staying up very late, filling yourself with fried pizza and Red Bull. When does the pizza come, Natasha? She doesn't know, but it will be coming soon. So get it and basically fill up and have a fun time. But basically, I am Button. Who here's heard about Button? Probably not. Oh, actually a few. That's awesome. Maybe then I don't have to be here and I don't have to. But no, I will, I promise, I'll stay. But anyway, my name's Tyler. I'm one of the software engineers and developer evangelists over at Button. That's my Twitter handle, @TylerNappy. Follow me to see all the cool stuff that we're doing at Button, events that we're going to, and any tutorials and blog posts that I'm writing. And if you need any help, shoot me an email at tyler@usebutton.com. And so what is Button? This is also a lesson in public speaking. Never create a slide and read directly from it. But I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to read directly from it. Button allows you to add features and services from the biggest apps in the industry with just a couple of lines of code to your iOS, Android, or mobile website in the form of, you guessed it, a tappable button. And so we have SDKs for iOS, Android, and mobile web, like I said. And so how to add a button to your app? It's very, very simple. All you have to do is just create a button on our dashboard. You tell us which feature you want to add, and then you take Buttons SDK and then download it into your either iOS or Android app. And if it's a mobile website, then you just put in some JavaScript snippet, drop in a few lines of code, and then, as you can see with my beautiful GIF here, it's an iPhone app. There's a button that has an Uber that you can book directly from the app. So you don't actually have to exit the app to do it. It's all nicely packed and tight. And so services that you can add, it's not just Uber. So there's lots of different ones. So cleaning, deals, delivery, e-commerce, health and beauty, tickets, transportation, and travel. And so I put all the icons here for those of you who can recognize them. And for those of you who live under a rock, these are what those icons are. So for Groupon, you can have a ticket through book Groupons, Ticketmaster, Uber, Hotels.com, Jet, OpenTable, Handy, Box, Caviar, Delivery.com, Delivery Hero, and DoorDash, just to name a few of them. And so what's cool is that each time somebody taps a button in your app, you actually earn commission. So you get to make some money, which is really, really awesome. And then important links. Only one. Just go to usebutton.com/hackathon, and you will have all the documentation. You can sign up there. It's super, super easy, and it's also free to sign up. And then prizes. So for whoever best uses Button in their app, each team member will win an Amazon Echo, so then you can control your lights through Lutron using the Amazon Echo that you win using Button. And we're also hiring. I'm sure everyone here somewhat cares about that. So stop by my booth. It's the one that has that little icon that kind of looks like a, I don't know, it's a circle with a little arrow at the bottom. It's basically a button. And so it's in New York City, the best city in the world. No offense, Philadelphia. So we're hiring for interns and full-time. So come by, chat with me, or send me your resume, and then happy hacking. And if you guys need any questions, please come find me. I will be here all weekend. Don't hesitate to reach out, come talk, and I will help you with anything that I possibly can. Thank you.
Let's hear it again for Button. All right. Before we go to the next question or the first question of the second round of the Hulie games, does anyone have the answer? Because I know we showed the question. Talks? Oh, okay. Well, no? So the next question, or the fourth question, a recipient of this award is famous for suggesting a penguin be the mascot for Linux. This award is his most famous recent acquisition in a long line of awards. Who won this award in 2016?
Nope. I told you it would get harder. All right, we'll give you a hint. We'll give you a hint. The recipient of this award, who is famous for suggesting the mascot of Linux, is Linus Torvalds, but he is not the person who won the award in 2016. So you need to find what award we're talking about, and then find who won it. It is not Harambe, no. Oh, I think we've got it on the right. Okay, how did you get there? Okay, no one can hear you, so I'm just going to go through this. Or Matt, you want to go through it?
Go through it.
So Linus Torvalds is the man who suggested the penguin be the mascot of Linux. He's not the one who actually made the mascot, but he did suggest that it be a penguin. The mascot in question is Tux. So if you go to the Wikipedia page for Linus Torvalds, you'll see that he won the IEEE Computer Society Pioneer Award in 2014. If you go to the Wikipedia page for that award, you'll find that E. Grady Booch won it in 2016. Yeah, that's involved, right? Okay, so that's another point for right. So We're now in a dead heat between right and center left, but also in a dead heat between left and center right.
Ready for the next question?
All right, let's do it. What song was Jack Dorsey, the creator of Twitter, listening to when he tweeted "Good morning" on July 23rd, 2013? Nope. It was not a Kanye West song. Give you some sound effects. This is fun. You should all try tapping a mic. Do you want a hint? No hint then. Nope. This was a good question. I like this. Everyone's looking down at their phones. Or laptops.
Yeah.
There's a few laptops in there. Oh! What was it? Yes. Let's bring that up. There you go. That's another point for center left. How did you get there? Twitter advanced search, exactly.
All right, far left and center right. Or, yeah, center right. You better step up your game.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, for the last question in this round, we have, what famous actor has the West Los Angeles Children's Choir worked with on a song?
Yes, we have it on the right.
All right.
Hit play. This is the song.
You're walking in the woods. There's no one around and your phone is dead. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him. Shia LaBeouf. He's following you, about 30 feet back. He gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint. He's gaining on you.
Shia LaBeouf.
You're looking for your car, but you're all turned around. He's almost upon you now, and you can see there's blood on his face. My God, there's blood everywhere.
Running for your life from Shia LaBeouf. He's brandishing a knife. It's Shia LaBeouf. Lurking in the shadows. Hollywood superstar Shia LaBeouf. Living in the woods. Shia LaBeouf. Killing for sport. Shia LaBeouf. Eating all the bodies. Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Now it's dark, and you seem to have lost him. But you're hopelessly lost yourself. Stranded with a murderer. You creep silently through the underbrush. Aha! In the distance, a small cottage with a light on. Hope. You move stealthily toward it, but your leg! Ah! It's caught in a bear trap!
Gnawing off your leg.
Quiet, quiet.
Limping to the cottage.
Quiet, quiet.
Now you're on the doorstep. Sitting inside. Shia LaBeouf. Sharpening an axe. Shia LaBeouf. But he doesn't hear you enter. Shia LaBeouf. You're sneaking up behind him. wrestling superstar Shia LaBeouf. Fighting for your life with Shia LaBeouf. Wrestling a knife from Shia LaBeouf. Stab it in his kidney. Safe at last from Shia LaBeouf.
You limp into the dark woods, blood oozing from your stump leg. You've beaten Shia LaBeouf.
Wait, he isn't dead. Shy surprise, there's a gun to your head and death in his eyes, but you can do jujitsu. Body slam superstar Shia LaBeouf. Legendary fight with Shia LaBeouf. Promo Tuesday night for Shia LaBeouf. You try to swing an axe at Shia LaBeouf, but blood is draining fast from your stump leg. He's dodging every swipe. He parries to the left. You counter to the right. You catch him in the neck. You're chopping off his head now. You have just decapitated Shia LaBeouf.
His head topples to the floor, expressionless. You fall to your knees and catch your breath. You're finally safe from Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that's that. So that's why it's Shia LaBeouf. Okay, we should move on. So let's check in on the score. It's pretty much the same as we left it. Dead heat between center, left, and right. Dead heat between left and center, right. Okay, all right. Can you click on this slide?
Yep.
Don't you love embedded videos? Tapping the mic again. All right, so that's the end of round 2. We have one final round coming up for you in a bit, but first we need to go over some important stuff. So, you know, we're going to have a lot of fun this weekend, but there's some stuff that you're going to need to know. So let's move on to the first slide of important stuff, because it's really important. Yes, serious stuff.
All right. So a few important reminders. First, make sure that you're respectful to all the other hackers and anyone else that might be at this hackathon. And make sure you let organizers know if there's something that makes you uncomfortable. We're here to make your experience great, and we don't want anyone doing anything wrong to get in the way of that. You can talk to any organizer or send us an email at conduct@pennapps.com if there is something to report. Also, make sure you respect our code of conduct, which you can find on our website at pennapps.com/policy/conduct. That includes being respectful to other hackers, and like I said, letting an organizer know if someone isn't being respectful, and making sure you're not doing anything illegal. If you're not sure if something's legal or not, ask us or just don't do it. And then finally, there are absolutely no alcohol, drugs, or tobacco allowed at PennApps anywhere in any of these buildings here. And also no electronic cigarettes, no fires. If you need an ID to buy it, then it's probably doesn't belong here.
Yeah, the no fires bit is really serious. You would be surprised. All right, moving on to some more announcements. Yes, it worked. We're gonna get Jenny up to talk a little bit about mentorship in a minute after I talk about hardware, if we can figure out where we are in the slides. Yes, okay. If you want to hack with hardware, all of the list of hardware parts is available at hardware.pennapps.com. Parts checkout will start after the ceremonies at 8 p.m. in More 100. If you don't know where that is, head back to engineering, look for the signs. You'll find signage, or you can go to pennapps.com/program to find a map. 3D printing and laser cutting are available. Information about that, you're going to have to email some files in, so information about that's available on hardware.pennapps.com. Soldering starts at 8 p.m. tomorrow if you want to do something really intense with hardware. Yep, moving on, Jenny's going to come up and talk a little bit about the Slack and some of the mentoring efforts we have going.
Hey, so the PennApps Slack is now live. You should have been added upon check-in. If you weren't, you can just send us an email at mentoring@pennapps.com. If you are a mentor as well, you should be added to the mentors channel soon. If you're not, just let us know. There's an announcements channel that we'll be posting in throughout the weekend, letting you know about events, workshops, swag, food. So make sure you have the Slack downloaded on your phone and have notifications turned on as well. There also are resources and instructions pinned to the announcements channel. So for example, there's instructions on how to use MentorBot and some other resources and like who to talk to and stuff like that. So definitely utilize the Slack. So in terms of mentorship, we have a bunch of mentors here who are willing to help you out on your hack. So you can request help by either direct messaging MentorBot in the Slack and your question will be forwarded to the mentors, or you can drop by Engineering Cafe and ask someone there if you can help find a mentor in XYZ, and we'll definitely be willing to help you out. There's a team formation event at 8 p.m. in Town 100, so if you don't have a team, definitely drop by and see if you can find some other people who also don't have a team. So I would definitely check that out as well. If you want to mentor, you can drop by Engineering Cafe and we can get you signed up and help you get started out as well. There's additional resources that we have available at PennApps. There are about 20 workshops that will be going on both Friday and Saturday. There's kind of a range of topics, so there's like ed tech, there's civic hacking, there's like space as well. We also have more technical ones, so if you ever want to learn Python, Flask, Go, there's also workshops on those as well. Mentoring.pennapps.com is another resource you can use. There's some like tech guides and links to old workshops as well. PennApps.com/resources also has some additional kind of more specific resources that you can use in your hack as well.
Awesome. Give it up for Jenny. She and her team have been working really hard to make sure that we have as many resources as possible available for you.
All right, we have some great routes available for you this weekend. First, as always, we have PennApps hardware, which includes 3D printing design consultations with AdLab here, and Detkin Lab from 8 p.m. to midnight today. We also have virtual reality and augmented reality, including a workshop on game dev at 11 a.m. tomorrow in Town 100. We have the health route, which you'll find more about in a minute, but we also have a talk on and by biobots at 5 p.m. tomorrow in Wu and Chen Auditorium. For education, we have a workshop on scaling an edtech venture from ideation to growth at 9 p.m. tomorrow in Wu and Chen. We have a social and civic hacking route, which includes a workshop tonight at 9 p.m. on civic hacking in Town 337. And then we also have more information on dev posts about submitting to a particular route. Please note that you can only submit your hack to one route come Sunday. So you can think about a hack that applies to multiple routes, but you have to pick one for which you will be considered for judging. Now we have some information about the health route.
Yes, so we have a little more about the health route. It's always been one of our most successful, most participated in routes. And this year, SAMHSA is presenting the behavioral health route. So it's brought to you by them, and they've brought a bunch of mentors and a bunch of resources along with them. They're giving a talk on the intersections of tech and health in Town 305 at 9:30 p.m. today. SAMHSA is the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, and they have a mission to reduce the impact of substance abuse and mental illness in America's communities. They recognize the huge potential of health IT to transform behavioral health systems and address the nation's behavioral health care needs. Their initiative aims to advance health systems integration, strengthen the workforce, and develop best practices, and they accomplish this through various efforts, including health IT grants and a portfolio of health tools and programs. They're now going to show or share with us a brief video about what they do.
Are you ready to take charge of your health? There are many ways health information technology, or health IT, can help you take an active role in your healthcare, including treatment for substance use and mental disorders. Ways like free smartphone apps to help you meet almost any need, from medication reminders to finding recovery support groups or for help to quit smoking. Your behavioral health providers may now use electronic health records to provide high-quality care. These electronic health records make it easy for your providers to coordinate your care, like your lab and test results, what information about your recovery you need your providers to know, and even what medications you would like to avoid. Rest assured that your providers are required to protect your information and, in most cases, will ask for your consent before sharing it with other healthcare providers. Ask your doctor if you can access your information through a patient portal, a website you can access anytime, anywhere. Some providers may even offer psychiatric, counseling, or recovery services remotely via phone or video conference, so you can receive care from the comfort and convenience of your own home. People who take advantage of health IT become more engaged in their own healthcare, which leads to better outcomes. The more you become an active partner in your health, the better equipped you are to take care of yourself and others. Find out more about how health IT can lead you on a path towards optimal health and recovery today.
Okay, so we have a few more announcements before the end of the ceremony. First, really important, don't leave your stuff unattended. Make sure you or your teammate is always looking after your possessions, especially laptops, backpacks. We don't want to have to deal with someone losing their laptop. So if you need to check something in baggage check, you can do that, but otherwise make sure your possessions stay on you at all times.
We have Wi-Fi codes up here. You can also find them in the program at pennapps.com/program along with a map. Try and limit the number of devices you have connected. Don't connect everything at once right now, because if everyone does that at the same time, you're more likely to mess things up. Just take your time adding your devices if you must. Do not use a hotspot on your phone. If there are any internet troubles, please contact one of us. We'll sort it out for you. But the moment you start making hotspots on your phones, you're going to make the internet worse for everyone else around you and make it harder for everything to get back up. So please, please don't do that. You need to make sure if you run into any issues with the redirection, so if you join AirPenNet guest and you don't get redirected to a sign-in page, it's because you have manual DNS settings set up. So please just switch it to automatic and that'll fix it.
All right, we have a lot of great food ready for you this weekend. Yeah, thank you for food. And we know there are a lot of you, so please be conscious of that and make sure to be patient and follow the volunteers' instructions, especially around mealtime. We have more than enough food for everyone, so please just listen to the volunteers, and we promise everyone will be fed. No one will be hungry, at least at PennApps. Or
never
hopefully
run out
anywhere
of
else.
food. There's always leftovers, so don't worry about it. The travel desk will be open tomorrow, so if you need travel reimbursements, please go there between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. If you are a domestic student, you've traveled from somewhere within the U.S., you can opt to take your reimbursement through Venmo. Otherwise, you'll have to fill out a few more forms, but you'll still get your money eventually.
And Travel Desk is, again, opening at 12 p.m., not 11 a.m.
Oh, okay. At noon, sorry. You can show up early and line up if you want.
So we're going to be using DevPost again for all the submissions on Sunday. So the address for that is, one second. Sorry.
It's PennApps-XV.devpost.com.
Yeah. And you'll have give yourself 2 to 3 hours before the deadline to make sure that you're ready to submit. We will not be able to judge your hack if it's not on DevPost. And the link to submit will automatically turn off after the deadline. So if you want to be in the demos on Sunday, please make sure that you submit on time.
Yeah, and you could just go to DevPost now, go there tonight, start a submission. You can update it all weekend, but at least you know you're guaranteed a spot at the expo on Sunday. You can update it all the way through the deadline, but if you forget to make it, it's really, really hard to fix. Moving on, social media. If you have questions, there's the Slack, but there's also our Twitter account. You can tweet at us at PennApps if you have any questions. We will be posting all updates on Twitter as well as in the Slack, so you can take a look at the Twitter. PennApps.com/live is going to be sort of your hub for this weekend. So if you go to pennapps.com/live, you will see a live schedule of all the events happening now, everything that's coming up, and access to all the important links we've talked about in this presentation. So if you get one thing out of all that we're saying right now, it's pennapps.com/live. We're also bringing back Humans of PennApps, so we're going to have our amazing media team going around and profiling all of you. And they come up with some amazing pictures, a lot of great quotes. It'll be fun. If you see someone with a camera, talk to them. We're also bringing back PennApps admirers, so if you want to share some nice comments, you want to thank people, some mentor is really friendly and helps you out a lot, a neighbor helps you out, anything like that, feel free to use PennApps admirers to share that.
So we also have a snap filter just for this event. So check it out, snap, do whatever.
Yeah, there's 2 filters there. Other fun stuff?
So we have the Hackinger Hunt, which you can find details about at hackinger.pennapps.com. The winner will get a Logitech speaker system. So you can read all about that. We also have the High School Hackers Meetup Saturday at 2 p.m. in Berger Auditorium. The Women's Hacker Meetup tomorrow at 4 p.m. in Wu and Chen. And ice skating, the 5K, you can all find those 2 on the schedule.
Yeah, there's just a lot of fun stuff happening this weekend, so check out the schedule. It's pennapps.com/live. We also have a quick announcement for Alex Thorburn-Windsor and David Yang. Please find Samantha up there, or go to Town 108, because we have your IDs. If you want them back, it's probably a good idea.
All right, now before we close the ceremony, we have one final round of the Hulie games.
Yeah, do we want to check back in on also the scores, but we also have the question up so you can start looking. The University of Central Florida's Music Technology and Education course this spring requires a textbook from what fruit-themed author? You're going to have to go to their website to find out, because there's no way you're guessing this. University of Central Florida. Oh, not a bad guess, but no. Music Technology and Education. Yes. That was really good. That was very quick. Wow. You want to go back?
All right. There we go. Ooh.
That's the answer. That is the syllabus for music
Yeah, you can
technology.
see Vijay
and
Mango's
music.
name. I don't know.
Vijay Mango is under required text and materials. He wrote Foundations in Music Technology.
All right, let's see. I wonder what the next question is. So what is the 2017 prime number? I think we got it.
Did we? Who from? You want to go?
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that.
Who got this one?
I think Vijay Mango was.
Vijay Mango was.
Vijay Mango was here, right?
Yeah, Vijay Mango was here. And the next one? Who got the prime? All right, how about we give everyone 1 point, that way left and center light.
I like that. Point inflation.
How do you feel about that? All right, everyone gets a point.
Okay, now for the last question. What one word was the theme of the January 2011 PennApps, aka PennApps Mobile?
No, we gave you PennApps Mobile, so that's not the theme. It was not data. was not simplicity. Not API. Not pixels. Where did that?
Correct. It was serendipity. And this answer, again, you have to use the Wayback Machine because this website is not live anymore. But you can see, very small font, the theme has been announced, serendipity. All right, so the final scores of the Hulie games.
Yes, center left.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. And you know what you win for that? The pride that you won, because there's nothing else. Okay, let's have a huge round of applause for center left.
Thank you, everyone, for coming to PennApps 15. I'll see you around, and happy hacking.
If any of you have left your bags at bag check, please remember to pick them up as you go out.